I'm Patrick Leonard from the class of 2006 and the owner of Postcard Bookshop here in Portland, Oregon. And here are 6 recommendations of novels from the countries that Whitties come from. Now, Take One, A Silence for a Noise, is a Canadian novel written by a First Nations author. It's the story of an Indigenous woman who's studying art history in Montreal, and through a journey across Canada and North America, works to reclaim her indigeneity and a story of the history and the things we can learn from our lineage. Go Went Gone by Jenny Erpenbeck. This is a timely story of the migrant crisis currently facing Europe, seen through the lens of one East German man who's grappling with his own identity at the same time as he begins to volunteer with a migrant charity there. Peter Hessler is one of my favorite all-time travel writers. His books cover China, since his very first book, Rivertown, which was about his time in the Peace Corps teaching in Sichuan province in 1996. His latest book, Other Rivers, finds him returning there just before the COVID-19 pandemic with his wife and 2 daughters. Nearly 20 years later, goes back and uses the Chinese education system as a lens to all of the changes that his original students have gone through, as a way to look at what contemporary China's facing, how the culture has changed, and then also the experience of his young daughters attending public school there. Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo is a British novel that deals with multiple generations of Black British women. It explores the complexities of Caribbean migration, colonialism, identity, sexuality, class, age, and all of these strains of contemporary British society that aren't always covered in literature. Scattered All Over the Earth is the first book in a new trilogy by fantastic Japanese author Yoko Tawada, who lives in Germany. It's the story of a Japanese woman who's living abroad in Denmark and is trying to find other native speakers of Japanese in a time when people have forgotten that her country even existed. So it's a unique look at country, nationhood, identity, language, through the lens of displacement and finding kind of a shared family and a chosen community with other people who share that interest. Praiseworthy is a novel by Aboriginal author Alexis Wright, and it is an epic concerning climate change and Aboriginal identity in Australia. It follows the story of a Aboriginal man named Cosman Steele, who comes up with an elaborate plan to save Australia and the world from climate change using donkeys. It is wide-ranging and deals with dream time and complex issues of environmentalism and Aboriginal sovereignty.